St. Maximilian Kolbe, remembered 14th of August. Born in Poland in 1894 to a German father and Polish mother, he was one of 5 boys. A religious child who reported visions in his early life, he joined the Franciscan order. He was studying in Rome during the First World War when news came to him that his father had been killed fighting the Russians for Polish independence. He was ordained priest in 1918 and returned to Poland, where he campaigned against communist groups. Despite suffering from tuberculosis, he began publishing a Catholic magazine in the 1920s, eventually creating a large publishing centre in Poland. In the 1930s, he travelled to China and Japan as a missionary, following a meeting with some Japanese students on a train in Poland who spoke of the need for more missionaries in their homeland. Kolbe eventually founded a monastery on the outskirts of Nagasaki. Due to his building it on the culturally taboo side of the mountain, it was one of the few Nagasaki buildings to survive the dropping of the atomic bomb in 1945. Returning to Poland in 1933, the publishing work of his order had continued to grow, and he resumed an active role in this and expanded into radio. During World War II, he was one of the few brothers to remain in the monastery, where he organised a local hospital. When Poland was occupied, he refused the offer of German citizenship, which he was eligible for through his father. Arrested on numerous occasions, he worked to publish anti-Nazi publications and provide shelter for up to 2,000 Jews. It was at this time that he had his beard shaved. In this period, it was common for only Franciscans engaged in missionary work to have a beard. Maximilian shaved his in case it was taken as an inflammatory statement, suggesting German-occupied Poland was no longer Christian and needed missionaries. The barber at the monastery intended to save the beard hair, as many already viewed Maximilian as a holy figure. Knowing and disagreeing with this, Maximilian ordered the hair put into the room's stove, which it was. However, he failed to notice when giving the order that the stove was unlit, and the hair was later retrieved by the barber. Arrested by the Gestapo when his monastery was closed, Kolbe was sent to Auschwitz concentration camp. He reportedly continued to act as a priest to the prisoners within the camp, suffering many beatings from the guards as a result. In July 1941, a prisoner escaped, and the camp commander decided that 10 men would be starved to death in an underground cell to deter further escapees. One of the men chosen at random to die cried out, "My wife, my children," crying that he would never see them again. Kolbe volunteered to take his place. As one prisoner was much the same as another, the commander agreed. Maximilian was called a tulip by the guards, who believed he would wilt quickly. In the cell, Kolbe led the prisoners in daily prayer. After 2 weeks of being starved, only Kolbe remained alive. He was killed by lethal injection, and his body was incinerated, along with all those of prisoners from the camp. The site where the ashes was dumped from Auschwitz now hosts a Franciscan chapel, built on sticks above this land. When Kolbe was canonized in 1982, the man whose place Kolbe had taken was present at the ceremony. Still kept by his order, his shaved hairs are the only remains left of St. Maximilian Kolbe. Although Catholic, he is recognized by many denominations as a Christian saint, and a statue of him, one of 10 20th century martyrs, has been placed on the front of Westminster Abbey. St. Maximilian Kolbe is remembered on the anniversary of his death, the 14th of August.